This is Listening with Franklin Livingston, and our guest is Chelsea Hart.
Obuara Kamara.
So something about killing you?
No, no.
What does it
It
mean?
means like, please give me some water. Or raka means, I think, place. So when you're asking somebody, give me a glass of water, right?
So raka like this? Like
Raka, I think,
raka
either,
like
I
put it
don't,
down?
raka means either,
Is it raka or raka?
can we, raka, I guess.
Just a straight
But
ka.
people will really think I'm stupid. I think it's raka.
I don't know
because
any
I
Pashto.
don't remember.
There's a song.
There'll be a lot of people
There's
watching.
a song that's really nice. It's from a Pakistani Pashtun singer. I don't even know what it means.
Is this it? What does that mean, actually? Tell me that.
I'm going to put a flower in your hair.
Oh, okay.
Zulfan.
Oh, there was a Zulf means hair.
Yeah.
Long hair. Beautiful hero.
Yeah.
There was a song, please bring from Peshawar, which Pashtuns will say Peshawar. Instead of sh, they'll say Khawar.
Isn't that interesting how that happened between the Persianate and the Indic languages? Like that in one language, some words will be a sha, and in the other half, like the same word will be like a ha.
Yeah, it's in Urdu it's Peshawar,
Yeah,
Shah, and Pashtun, and also I think Pashtun might have some variations of dialects.
Yeah,
but they'll say
there's a couple. There's a few. There's many dialects of Pashtun because they're all in the mountains. They're all in the hills.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, in Iran, Baluch. I've been speaking to Baluch because there's no data on this genocide. There is some data, but it's very, very difficult to get any tangible data on what Baluch are going through in Iran because they don't have birth certificates. The regime will take away their national IDs and their birth certificates, leaving them identityless. Like it's very difficult to track what the regime is really, really doing to Baluch. And the numbers that we have from the regime, like I've spoken to Baluch in Iran, and they're telling me like the real number of Baluch forcibly disappeared and arrested on false charges is about 4 times more than what the regime is putting down. And there's no record of it. They can do whatever they want to whoever they want, anywhere they want. And I've been speaking to Baluch and I asked them like, what, why? You know, we're in this like 4 or 5 hour chat in a space that we were doing. I just asked, why? And they think it's because Baluchistan, is a part of Pakistan and a part of Afghanistan. And I think it's a little bit of ethnic supremacy on the part of the regime because the regime is supremacist. They're a supremacist regime and they view Baluch as lesser because they also have Baluch in Afghanistan and Pakistan, so maybe they view them as foreigners. So they're not really, maybe they're not really from here. It's the regime. Iranians, since the revolution, are like behind Baluchistan. They like the revolution brought all ethnicities so much closer together, just seeing each other. And like Zahedan, these people in Zahedan, they like, again, I tell you, these people don't have birth certificates. They have no defense, nothing.
They still live in Iran, right?
Yeah.
And they can't.
They're staying on their land. No, they're staying on their land. The regime will deport. Actually, the regime has deported Iranian citizens, calling them Afghan. So that's what I'm saying. Like
where to? Like
Afghanistan, Iranian citizens to Afghanistan.
So what does Afghanistan do with them? Accept it or no? Hey, you can stay here.
They dump them there.
Dump like kill?
They just like dump them.
No, Iran dumps them there.
Yeah.
What does now we have Taliban government there. So what do they do with these people? The immigrants. So when these people enter their border, they are killed by Afghani system, or they would let them stay there as immigrants?
They just stay there. Like some of them kill them, some of them accept them, but like it's wild. Like these people in Zahedan, like they could take you and deport you, like calling you because you don't have a birth certificate. So how do we know you're Iranian? Right. So these people in Zahedan, literally, like, the whole main street in Zahedan, like, it was an ocean of people. All of them without any paperwork. All of them without any legal defense whatsoever in this regime, because the regime is a kangaroo court. So not only do they not have birth certificates, like, the regime is so fake, like, they've been known to hire, like, actors to play the lawyers just to, like, make it look like a trial. And these people are, like, just as far as the eye can see. And one day, as they were in the mosque, the regime opened fire, killed anywhere from 100 to 400 Baluch.
Wow.
In the mosque. It's called Bloody Friday.
It's crazy, yeah.
And what did they do? The next day, protest. Like, defenseless. And the regime will surround, especially, like, Baluchistan and minority areas, they'll surround them with tanks, turn off the internet, whatever internet there is, surround these cities with tanks, turn off the internet, and just go to town. And Baluch still, every day, this regime would come and do this. And they're like, protest, mad badge, Islami, like, just going. And the rest of Iran was like, damn, if they can do this without a birth certificate, what that was. Like, they call them the heart of Iran. The heart, the beating heart of Iran, Zahedan, Baluchistan. Like, they love it. So, like, the regime is very supremacist, and Iranians themselves are deeply in love with Baluch, with Kurds, with Turks, with everyone in Iran, I would say. But the regime is a divide and conquer colonizer. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what it's like in Pakistan for Baluchistan, but I know it's like the second biggest province.
Isn't it the largest?
Is it the largest? No, Punjab is the second largest.
Yeah, I think the land wise,
yeah,
it's the largest, but it's the most underdeveloped because of the political reasons. And Punjab is the most developed, I think.
Yeah, because that's where Islamabad is, right?
Sorta. Like, it's adjacent, but Islamabad is the federal government, so it's technically not
just a little
in
island.
The provincial government. It's
yeah.
not. It's not. It doesn't connect with waters like.
But like Lahore.
Lahore is the capital of Punjab.
Yeah.
Because they have chief ministers, and the head of this province is a chief minister. The term they use. So Islamabad actually is directly under the prime minister. Because it's a federal government.
Yeah, like London is its own county in the UK.
Yeah,
like
they taught us.
Well, I mean, London's weird. It used to just be like tiny little smidgen, and then like gradually over time, like more villages got added, and like they're like my old neighborhoods all used to be like part of like Surrey or Kent.
Oh, where did you live in London?
When?
Where?
I used to live in Mitcham. Okay. Which has a Surrey postcode, and I used to live in Abbey Wood, which was Kent, till just a few years ago.
Can you do fake British accent?
Yes, I can.
So let's talk in British accent.
Can you do an English accent? Because that does not sound English.
Oh, really?
No.
That sounds more like Persian.
Well, I mean,
I'm bad. I'm terrible with accents.
You know, but there is like. This is actually I told one of my English students this the other day, because she was like commenting on like Desi accents. It's like, you realize there's like an entire dialect of English in Pakistan and India, right? Like, you understand that? Like, just like, what? It's like, well, yeah, the British ruled there for 200 years.
And I think it changes actually from. So British did not really have they did not have high influence in every part of Pakistan. And I don't think they had anything to do with Balochistan.
No. But there is like in
cities.
In like it changes. But like when they teach English, I don't know about Pakistan, but when they teach English in schools in India, they teach like the Indian dialect of English. Like they teach like it's like older British words
200 years ago.
Yeah.
It might be same. I think
so like intimate, for instance. intimate, like to intimate something. That's a word that would be used. But like if you were to say that to an American or a British person, they'd be like, yeah. Or
yeah. Even the pronunciations, I would say, schedule, or I forgot actually, because now what
or like I hear this a lot. Oh yes, it's very less.
very less.
It's very less. Like they say like
Lesser instead of
yeah, very less, because they're thinking in their heads bahut kam.
Mm-hmm.
Bahut kam hai. So like
it's very difficult for me to pinpoint, because I all know this, people who have studied in, say, Roman Catholic convents.
Yeah.
And majority of the sisters or mothers were Irish. So whatever they would teach will be a bit different.
Yeah.
Then modernized version of teaching came from British Council, as an example, right? So British Council, if you are influenced by that, it will be a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a big mix. Like it's a really big mix.
And
there's no
your schooling.
There's no one, but like it
No.
depends on where you go. Which
even
colonizer met you?
Right?
Like,
yeah, it could be like.
But
an
it was 200 years, and
neighbor.
I teach English as well, and I told my student this because she was like commenting on the Indian accent. I was like, you realize like the British were there for 200 years. America has existed for 250 years, so like we have our own dialect of English. Like, why wouldn't that happen in India? Why wouldn't? Yeah, she was shocked. She couldn't believe it.
Iran was also colonized by British.
No, Iran was never colonized.
So they speak English at all, or no at all?
No, bless them. I speak a little bit of Farsi. I'm learning, but no, like, well, I mean, yes and no. Like, it really depends on your social class. It really depends. Like, I think, like, generally speaking, like, I mean, obviously Farsi is the lingua franca of Iran. I think it would depend on your, like, your social class, your education. Like, a lot of people do speak English. Like, I find, like, there's because, like, my second biggest city in my following list, or my second biggest country in my following list, is Iran after the United States. So, like, clearly there's, like, many people who speak English, but there's also people that don't know English. It depends on your economic place, your social class, how much access, because Iran's very poor. Despite appearances, it's very, very poor. So there are a lot of people who have to just, like, grind to the bone to get anything. So, people who get educated, they have to work. So if you didn't get a leg up, if you weren't able to pull yourself up out of poverty, you might not have, been able to go to school where you learn English.
I think the other thing is social media. Say 20 years ago, when people did not have social media access to it, then your influence was, you said it differently, what colonizer you met. But these institutions.
Yeah, but Iran was never colonized. Little bits and bobs here have, like Iran. What do you say? Like Iran's like, you got Azerbaijan up here, Kurdistan. You get, like, it's like that. Like,
Azerbaijan shares border with Iran too.
Azerbaijan was Iran until the 1800s. There's the Azerbaijan, the country, and then there's Azerbaijan, the province in Iran. Azerbaijan is a Persian word.
Oh, cool.
It means guardian.
No, I'm talking about the country.
Yeah, so Azerbaijan was Iran until, like, there's still, like, Persian speakers in Azerbaijan.
When this was Persian Empire? You're talking about then?
It was Iran. It wasn't like...
When was it Persian Empire? 12th century?
No. 1800s. Like, it was... they lost it. The Qajar dynasty lost the territory. Armenia, Georgia, and the upper part of Azerbaijan to the Russians, to the Russian Empire. And then everything went wrong. And that's when the conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia began.
And where was Afghanistan? Has that been colonized?
Afghanistan also has never been colonized. The Persians sitting it out for the colonized motherfuckers!
So it was only Pakistan that was colonized? I mean, it's still colonized in a way. It still has a very vivid stamp of the Brits. In a way, you go to post office, the structured
The
high
British,
court,
the British
the legal
briefly
system.
were able to occupy, briefly, very briefly
Mm.
able to occupy Afghanistan, but they never set up colonies in the same way that they did other places, like India, for instance. They were never able. So
Not all India, because I have met people who would say, uh, where they are from, I don't know, because it's a gigantic country, that was colonized by French.
oh
There
yeah,
are
yeah,
French
yeah.
colonies in India,
Yeah.
right?
So
And
Afghanistan was briefly occupied, but they were never able to hold it down. Nobody was able to fully occupy Afghanistan for any amount of time. And Iran has never been colonized by a foreign power. Like little bits of territories here and there on the outskirts have been wrestled in and out of territory. Like Azerbaijan, the country, was a province of Iran. They're like Azeris, ethnic Azeri Turks are the biggest minority in Iran.
Hmm.
So, like, yeah, Azerbaijan and Azeri language and people and culture is actually a huge part of Iran. They're very, very, very much like in the current political circle. They're very much a huge part of the revolution. Hossein Rouhani is an Azeri activist who is much beloved. So yeah, Iran's a melting pot. Iran's a big melting pot.
what about the food?
So,
I have been to Iranian restaurant in Illinois. They have actually, I don't want to say a whole street, but there's an area, there are a lot of Iranian restaurants. It
I
was a little
love
expensive, but
kebab.
yeah, they have
Kebab.
the dried.
They spice it. They mash up that meat and they put the spice in it and it's
Do you know how to cook it?
no.
Why not?
No, I love
You can learn from YouTube.
Iranian food is so complicated and
Chicken.
it's sweet and sour and salty and this like there's Do you know what gourmet sabzi is? Okay.
No, I know the word sabzi means vegetables, right?
Uh-huh.
And
It's
gourmet means gourmet.
it's a leafy thing. It has meat in it and sabzi. But when I was eating this, I thought that this circle thing in the meal was a potato. I thought it was a little yellow potato, and I ate that whole thing whole. The shock of my life. It was a dried lemon. It was like eating potpourri.
How did they dry it? While cooking it, or they dried it and then?
Yeah, and put it in later.
Okay.
But so much Iranian cooking is like that. Like you put these like accent like this sour berry and that sour thing, and it adds like to the whole flavor. Like there's a lot of like playing with sweet and sour and salt and everything.
So you don't like it, or you like?
No, I love it. I love it. I just need to know what not to eat.
Oh, okay. Or what not to expect. So
I need to know what not to eat. Like which part of this meal?
Yeah.
Which part of this meal is the meal, and which part of this is the seasoning? I need to know so that I don't eat another lemon.
So, have you been to any restaurant here nearby in New York? Is there
New
one?
York? Yeah, there's loads. There's loads.
You said that the phrase twice, loads. You know, they say that in the UK, loads.
Yeah.
More than the US.
But like
I know. You
there's
live there.
words I can't get rid of.
Yeah. So
like trousers. I can't stop saying
yeah,
trousers.
trousers.
Trousers, flat. I will never say apartment. Flat. Also, I still get confused at restaurants.
Mhm.
I was eating at a restaurant, and there was a
Here?
No, in New York.
Uh-huh.
And they had this lobster roll, and I see seafood and chips. I think they're fries, what you call fries. It still feels very uncomfortable to say fries.
So you want to call it chips?
Chips.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, so I saw this lobster roll, and they're like, lobster roll with fresh chips. I was like, wow, that sounds great. Comes out, and it's literal freaking potato chips.
Yeah, the hard ones.
That was the most upsetting thing. I was like, the fuck kind of monstrous country is this that they serve potato chips?
The perks of multiculturalism. Yeah, it's the same thing like words. You
I
can say
I get very confused at restaurants sometimes. I'm just like, are these chips or chips?
chips.
Chips or chips? Which ones are these?
Yeah.
Chips or chips?
And then they look at you like, oh, I thought you were from Alaska. And you're like,
A little part of myself is always going to be British, unfortunately.
and what about Persia?
Well,
Your hand says it all.
Well, I mean, I never lived in Iran, so yeah, like I very much feel an affinity for.
Thanks for clarifying. I already knew that, but now
I'm
people
just
know
clarifying
that.
for you. By the way, don't go to Iran. It's amazing. It's wonderful.
I haven't been to Iran.
Don't
so I
go
don't know.
to Iran. Y'all want to go to Iran because I say it's like so amazing and everything, and these people are like dancing and fun. Don't go to Iran.
I don't think the news shows that part of dancing.
Don't go to Iran. No, because there are influencers because what the regime does is they will pay and hire Western influencers. Like they paid a porn star recently, a fucking porn star who, if she were Iranian, she'd be dead. She'd be dead for adultery, straight up. But what they do is and the Assad regime used to do this as well.
Assad was a guy?
Bashar al-Assad.
He was in Syria, right?
Yeah, the guy who just fell. Like he used to do this as well. Like they'll literally give you like a paid trip to the country to just like everything's fine. I love the regime, and that's what the regime will do. So they do this, but if you come and depending on what your job is, or maybe just if they're in a mood, but like they do like to take hostages. They just kidnapped this Italian journalist who also just happened to be from a country where one of their terrorists got arrested in. Just recently, an American couple, just a little old couple, got kidnapped by the regime. Because what they like to do is they like to, and I'm not even kidding. You think I'm exaggerating? I'm begging you, please don't come to Iran until the regime is gone, and then come. Spend your money, rebuild the country. It'll be great. But yeah, it's just not. It's not safe. It's not safe, and you shouldn't be going anyway because, like.
Until then, should they donate their money to me so I could make some more movies? Or what?
Yeah, I just love the idea. Like I met you and we had a great conversation, very similar to what we're having now, like just like in a phone chat. Like so no, it's a very good vibe. It's a very, very positive space. Yeah. I think it's a great idea that can grow if you guys want to support the show for sure. Yeah, just more and more spaces like this. It's like it's not an echo chamber for sure. It's like it's a ping pong, it's bouncing back. It's like so many podcasts, especially now, because it'll get clicks. Like humanity does not get clicks. Like actually like humanizing people does not get clicks. It doesn't get that money. So, being as extreme as possible is what gets eyes and clicks and money. So when you have a space that's just like humanist and balanced and wanting to really discover the truth, like it's like I think it doesn't get as much like headway as some of the more extremist.
Yeah, that's why we have like channels. This is right wing and this is left wing,
and we're just going further and further.
People love that, which I hate.
Yeah, and we're just going further and further and further and further away. Like, if you have one idea I don't like, you are this, or if
there's no listening, it's just like right away you pronounce judgment, or just like right away you accuse the other party or people who don't align with your belief system or your ideas. And, you're right. We are becoming more extremists. And, which is not healthy.
And everybody thinks their side can do no wrong. Which I'm on the left, but because I also like to hold my own side accountable, because it's the side I'm on, it's the political leanings I have, like I have to hold my own people accountable for covering for Assad, because a lot of leftists,
Assad of Syria,
a lot of leftists believe, because there are regimes. The regime in Iran is one. Bashar al-Assad is another, who exploit Americanism, as it is, American military policy, which is just to rule the world, who exploit that for their own purposes, for their own human rights abuses, and they get away with it. They like, there's young, impressionable, silly people who believe these terrible regimes are really going to defeat the United States, and just, I think it's a certain amount of guilt as well. They just think like magically Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, is just going to come and wash away 500 years of slavery. Like, I don't know if that's what they think is going to happen, but that's what they think is going to happen. So, I have to hold my own people accountable because, I really do believe in progressive values. I really do believe in humanist values, and I think sometimes, people, no matter what political persuasion they are, they get very caught up in their own sense of morality, and they don't really just stop and think and just say like, whoa, I think we're teetering on something, because horseshoe theory is real. You can go so far one way, you end up, like,
Yeah, I understand.